Good morning everyone, welcome back to Travel Spin. My name is Ariel and today I am going to Universal Studios Orlando. This is my first time ever coming here. This is my second day here, and if you're ready to have some fun, let's go check out the park. I was able to go into this park yesterday, but I used the early morning entry and I went into Islands of Adventure. So this will be my first time going into the main boulevard section here to check out this park. I did not have much time at all to look into this park, so today is going to be all about this park. Then we're going to go over to Islands of Adventure later on and hopefully ride the Hulk coaster this time and check out the Marvel section. So if you're ready to have a really fun adventure with me, come with me today and let's go have some fun. Oh my gosh, I have been dreaming of coming here. I'm so excited to enter these golden arches and begin our day. I'm going to try to go on as many coasters as I can because yesterday I got rained out. It started pouring, but today I'm here and hopefully going to have some fun. And I know it's going to rain later, so I have to hurry and go on as many coasters as possible. Here we go. Ooh, something that they have here, which I love, Disney doesn't do, but I love this. How tall are you? So that way the kids know right from the entrance what rides they can go on. Oh, this Universal Studios music, by the way, is incredible. I am staying on property at the Sapphire Falls Resort, and the best thing if you stay on property at one of those resorts is there's a water taxi that'll take you to and from the park. And the thing about the water taxi is you already go through security there. So when you get to the gate, you don't have to go through security again. So Universal is kind of its own thing where you have to go through security no matter what to get into their City Walk area and the park. So once you get to this location, all you have to do is scan your ticket and you're in. Oh my gosh, I am kind of speechless. I don't know where to begin. This is so cool. Look, they've got a yellow cab over here. Now there's a lot of construction going on down here for the Despicable Me Minion Mayhem. I don't know if it's leaving or if they're updating it, but I know across the street they're changing whatever this used to be into something new too that has to do with Despicable Me as well. It's turning into like their villain con, so that's very interesting. One thing that is different about Universal, they don't really care about nostalgia like they do with the merchandise, but when it comes to like rides, they kind of just change them in and out really fast. So like if it's 10 years old or less, sometimes they'll just change it up to the newest, hottest thing, which is very different, but it's still really cool. Here's all the construction walls for the new Villains Con going on the left. And you've got the old Despicable Me ride on the right. I think it might still be running, I'm not 100% sure. I know they're doing some work on the house in the front, so we'll see about that. I did not talk much in yesterday's video because I was overstimulated. I didn't know where to go or what to do. Like I said, first time here, so I didn't really know what to show you guys. But today I kind of came up with a game plan. There's one thing that I forgot about Florida. I've been to Florida before. I've been to Disney World a lot, and Disney World has a lot of indoor rides. I mean, they do have outdoor rides, but they have a lot of indoor rides. Universal Studios does too, but I kind of forgot my trick that I learned a long time ago, which is if you want to do outdoor rides, know the weather. Do all the outdoor coasters you want to go on first. That way you can get them done. And then if the rain comes, you still have plenty of time left to do indoor rides if you want to, because those don't close during the rain and lightning and everything that happens in Florida pretty much every day. So there is going to be rain in the forecast. So first up, I'm going to go on Ride Rockit, I think it's called. I'm gonna go check out this really big coaster. I'm gonna just get it done out of the way so that way I don't have to worry about it, and hopefully I'll be able to go on that in the Hulk before the rain comes back. Here's Ride Rockit. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so much fun. Can't wait to go on it. I cannot believe that I'm here in Universal Studios. Oh my gosh, I'm freaking out. So yeah, I'm gonna go on Ride Rockit next, and my biggest tip too is if you have the Express Pass, which I bought, get a lanyard. You don't want to be pulling this in and out all the time out of your wallet. I mean, you can if you want to, but this is the best way to not lose your room key, your Express Pass, and your ticket all in one spot. So you can have it all in here. And they had just asked that you put everything in your locker. That's the reason I suggest getting a lanyard. It's just a little bit easier. And also, they ask you to tuck this inside your shirt when you go on the roller coaster. So it's super seamless. I know somebody who already has lost all their stuff from their pockets. So yeah, just try to get like a lanyard, or make sure that you have like a spy belt or something that's thin and secure so you won't lose all of your stuff. The smaller lockers are free to use, but if your bag does not fit in them, like mine sadly, you have to use these bigger lockers. These are a $2 charge at each ride, so make sure that you keep your park ticket, because you scan it here and that's how you get into your locker after the ride. Again, that's why lanyards I think are the best thing to have. Ride Rockit was awesome. You get to choose the music you want to listen to during the ride, and it's really smooth. I wasn't sure, it's an older coaster. I wasn't sure if it'd be a little bit more bumpy, but it's so much fun. And something else about that ride, it's another lap. Like, it only goes over your lap. If you're afraid, like I was, because I've heard other people say they're terrified of this as well. If you're afraid that it doesn't have shoulder restraints, don't be. I kind of hyped myself out of Velocicoaster, and I got really, really nervous right before I went on. But after I went the first roll, the barrel roll, or the first upside down loop of Velocicoaster, I realized I wasn't going to move. You don't move, it's true. So Ride Rockit is just like that. The bar that comes over you holds you in place. You are going straight up vertical, but you don't even feel yourself slip. So it's a safe ride, and it was really, really fun. And if you're afraid of that kind of thing, I would suggest trying it out, because after the first drop, I put my hands up for all the rest of the ride, and it was super cool and so much fun. All right, now we're going to go see what else we can see here. This is the ride with Jimmy Fallon. I don't know if it's a ride or show, but pretty cool. Right now we're supposed to be looking down New York Boulevard, and they have that famous statue that's in a ton of movies right here. Yeah, I love that they're still keeping the backlot feel, even though they're updating all the rides. They still have all of this New York over here, and it looks as if you could just set up shop and start filming. This is so cool. So I love the history of film, and Movie Magic is incredible. They can make you think that there's like a cafe that's downtown when really like they only use outdoor shots, and then the inside, they can move things around. They can make it all look like it's taking place in one city, but really they're filming in like 10 different locations. Movie Magic is awesome. They have live performances that go on at all different times. They do all different kinds of stuff. They're probably about to play some more copyrighted music that I can't show on here, but this is pretty cool. I just can't get over the theming over here. This is so cool. They have all these little streets and alleyways to check out, different shops hidden amongst all of the fake shops on the outside. It's awesome. All right, up next is Revenge of the Mummy. I've always wanted to do this. It's one of the last old school attractions that are left. There's only E.T., this one, and I think King Kong's ride, which I hope to go on later, and Poseidon's Fury. So yeah, this is one of the last OGs. I just got off of the Mummy ride. It was so cool. It's like a screen projection ride mixed with a roller coaster, and they had flame effects that were really cool. The animatronics are a little 90s, early 2000s vibe, but it was still so much fun. I hope they never ever close this ride down. Like I said, it's not one of the OGs from the 90s. I misspoke when I said that earlier, but it's still like a classic attraction, and I hope they never get rid of it. Plus, the gift shop in here is super cool. You can find some very unique merchandise in here, not just to the park, but to Universal's classic horror movies. And I am looking so forward to Epic Adventure that is going to be opening their new park, because they're supposed to have, I don't know if they've officially announced it yet, but according to the concept art, they're going to have a monster movie section, and I'm super excited for that. Inside the gift shop to the Mummy is the coolest gift shop I have ever been in. They have Halloween merchandise in here. They have specialty merch for the different classic Halloween horror movies. Like you got the Bride of Frankenstein over here. They've got Creature of the Black Lagoon, Dracula. This is so cool. I love this dress. They also have classic movie posters for about 15 bucks each, which isn't bad. And this place is awesome. Not to mention, the decor in here is super cool looking. Right now, I'm about to go on the Transformers ride. This is a 3D ride. I'm not sure if it's a coaster or if it's just a screen activation ride, but I'm excited because it's time to Autobots Recon. I just got off of Transformers and it was really fun. Really, really loud though, so if you're really sensitive to hearing, sensitive to loud noises, you might want to maybe put in some earplugs or something, but I had a lot of fun. It's Transformers, so it's a lot of yelling and explosions and like smashing into buildings, but that's why we love Transformers, right? So that's really fun. I really enjoyed it. It's a screen ride, so motion sickness might get you a little bit more in this one than others, but I still had a really fun time. Just got out of Transformers and they have a Mel's Drive-In over here. They have one of these in San Francisco. These used to be all over the place, but you know, with times change, but it's still a classic diner facade. It's Optimus!
I knew he was going to melt.
I was in line to see Optimus Prime, but sadly the wind really kicked up right when he came out to greet us, so they had to bring him back inside. It's a safety precaution, obviously. He's a huge like puppet with a guy inside of it, so of course if the wind is too bad, they don't want him to smush people, so it makes sense. So there is a bad storm coming in this afternoon, so we are going, me and you, we are going to go hit up Diagon Alley, try to get over to Islands of Adventure so I can check out the Marvel section, which I've not looked at yet. And but we gotta kind of hurry because I can see the storm clouds coming, and hopefully it doesn't start. It says it's not going to start until around 3, but I don't trust that because it looks like it's going to rain here in an hour. So I'm going to go take the Hogwarts Express over to Islands of Adventure, and we're going to hurry up and try to do more things. All right, it's time to enter the Hogwarts Express. If you want to go on the Hogwarts Express, you have to have a theme park park-to-park ticket, because this ride takes you to the other park, Islands of Adventure, and you can take the train back here to Hollywood Studios. Oh wow, it looks like you're going through the wall. Check that out. That's super cool. Between platforms 9 and 10. love using the Hogwarts Express. I had the Express Pass, so I was able to hop the line. But as of right now, it's 11:50. It was like 11:30 by the time I got on the train. It wasn't even that long. It was only a 10-minute wait, which is great because I've heard that that line can get really long. My weather app keeps telling me that there's a storm on the way. So right now we're gonna go check out the Marvel area, and I'm gonna go on the Hulk coaster. Then hopefully I'm gonna go on Velocicoaster one more time before the rain starts because it's on the way. I can see it coming. But I'm having so much fun, and I hope that you guys are too. Today's a lot more structured, and like I say, like I'm still breaking into doing this whole YouTube thing, and I'm learning every day, and I'm just trying to make the videos better, more informative, and also me talking, because when I get really nervous, I don't talk. I just kind of clam up. So I'm working outside my comfort zone a little bit, being on camera, and just trying to have some fun while I do it. The theming here in the Jurassic Park section is super cool. It really makes you think you're on that island where all the dinosaurs are at. They also, not only do they have the two big rides like the River Adventure behind me that people are getting soaked on and the Velocicoaster, which is new, they also have a spot for kids, which is really nice. So if the kids feel left out, if they aren't tall enough to go on the other rides, that way they can do some things. So they have this thing, I think it's not called pterodactyl, they call them something else, but basically it's like you're flying on a track with little pterodactyls and it's not very fast. Then they also have Kid Jurassic, that's hard to say. And it's a whole like camp for them to be able to just like play, sensory play, climbing on things and things like that. Which is whoa! Holy moly! They just shoot you on through! I saw that girl's face, she was like, what? Whoa! So on the other side of the bridge, you can pay if you want to splash people, hit the button and make things happen, make people get wet. Oh yeah, I see the cannons are numbered down there. That'll tell you what cannon you have. That's super cool. I can't even think of all the tunes that Universal owns. The big ones I know is Woody Woodpecker and Popeye, but I know they own more, like that guy. A lot of these are old school newspaper. A lot of the cartoons they own were used in the newspaper, like newspaper funnies and things like that. And then they turned them into cartoons actually on screen later on, like their little tunes they would do before movies and things like that. Wow, this is super cool. It's like they've left off the pages. Look at this. Oh yeah, and then at the end here they have something called Comic Strip Cafe. Oh, this is so cool. Okay, I don't know who that is, but I know who that is. Like, I've seen him before, but I forget his name. Oh yes, Hager the Viking. Yes, yes, yes. I remember these comics well. I used to read them all the time in the 90s when newspapers were still a thing. I used to read them every morning, every Sunday. Then they have this thing. This is cool. There is a lot of water play here in this land. There's tons of stuff to do with water like this. You can get wet. They've got splash pads. They have that log flume ride. And Betty Boop, of course. That's the other person they own, Betty Boop. Over here you can meet Betty Boop and Popeye, and they also have Olive. How sweet. Hi, Betty Boop. See, there we go. They used to be like that, Sunday Funnies, and they would always have like a whole page of the paper would be a bunch of new comic strips for you to laugh at and read. Oh yes, and Heathcliff. Okay, now I'm remembering their names because I'm seeing them. Like I said earlier, I recognized the faces, but I couldn't remember the names because it's been a long time since I've read funnies in the paper, because they don't really do papers anymore. They're very expensive to get your hands on. But I think that land is super cool. I'm gonna have to go back, and don't worry, I'm coming back to Universal Studios someday. I think I'm going to get an annual pass today. I know I'm coming back in October, so I'm super excited. And this place was so cool. Toon Lagoon, definitely must see, especially if you are an old history buff and you love those old school funnies. This is the place to come look for those. All right, everyone, it's time. We've gone through the Toonland. We've gone through Jurassic Park. We've gone through Toonland, and now we are at very 90s Marvel. All right, let's do this. There's Namor up there. Oh yeah, they've got the X-Men over here. This is cool.
Understand that as civilians, you are not sanctioned to assault, attack, or apprehend any level of criminals within the area.
Cool, so you've got Captain America hitting MODOK in the head. This is awesome. I just blanked on MODOK's name and I had to go ask somebody because I completely forgot his name. And then I had to Google it and then it came to me. Like, I know who MODOK is, but I do that quite a lot where I know the face but I can't remember the name. Except for, of course, it's Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America. I know them by heart. Wow, there's Storm. Oh my gosh, okay, so I used to love Storm from the old X-Men TV show. It's like they have leapt off of the comic book page. Dr. Ock is attacking Spider-Man, who also rudely hit the pretzel sign on the way by. And this is Amazing Spider-Man Adventure over here, protecting the Daily Bugle. Oh, there's Rogue over there. That is super cool. Rogue is also an awesome character. I love her. And we've got Wolverine over here. Ooh, and we have Green Goblin, or I think that's Hobgoblin. One of the goblins. Doom Fearful, I will not be doing that because I don't do drop rides like this, but it looks like fun. Ooh, there's Fisk up there. He thinks he can pay me off. You've got another thing coming, buddy. And there is Professor Xavier. All right, that's where we're going next, the Hulk coaster. Over here, they have the Fantastic Four Cafe. You can see Johnny Storm over here, aka Human Torch, Fantastic Four Cafe, and then over there are the rest of them. Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, Reed Richards, and Mr. Fantastic, and Ben Grimm as the Thing. I grew up with my father reading me Marvel comics. That is why I am a huge Marvel fan. I love everything Marvel. I'm obsessed. I love what Disney has done with all the Marvel projects. Even including She-Hulk and all of them. I love them. I don't care what anybody says, and I love Captain Marvel. The thing is, like, when I was growing up, there's just a story. And you read the story in the comic, and then the story's over, you know, if it doesn't move on into the lore or whatever. So to me, it's not that big of a deal if the story changes or people get changed out. Because that's what comics do. People play around with the characters, they move their backstories around. It's just kind of comic lore knowledge. So just because maybe the movie's portraying a comic or like an angle that you don't like, doesn't mean it's bad because it's just art. And I just am there to like watch the show every time Marvel drops something new, and I enjoy it because the comics also are all over the place. People have been swapped out, changed with the multiverse going on, so you never know what to expect. And Storm has her own ride over here. It's kind of like a scrambler. All right, it's time for the Hulk coaster. I just got off of the Hulk. It was super smooth and it was just really fun. Very intense though. If you're not into intense coasters, maybe don't ride it, but I had so much fun on it. And now I'm going to go get some lunch and then just see what else the day brings. This morning I ended up checking out of my hotel at the Low Sapphire Resort, and the cool thing about it was they actually said that they were holding our luggage until we come back. and we're allowed to park at the resort. So because we were worried about finding where to park after the fact, no, they said that they'll hold our luggage, we can go enjoy the park and let us park in their garage, and then when we come back we just take our car and our luggage and go, because after this, today we're going to go check into our other hotel at the Disney resorts. But today has just been a lot of fun. All right, now we have passed Seuss's Landing and we're making our way back over to the Lost Continent for lunch.
How about the raptor?
Restaurant and it was delicious. I had the pad thai and I also got an appetizer that was like a sushi dish and it was so good. The banner claims, some famous reporter said that this is the best theme park food, and I have to agree so far. My pad thai was so good. It had shrimp and chicken in it and fresh vegetables, and the sushi was really good. So up next we are going to see what else we can go on before we leave to go to Disney World. I think right now we're thinking about going through the Poseidon's Adventure really fast before we have to make our way across to other attractions. This is the end of Poseidon's Fury. Poseidon's Fury is leaving in the beginning of May, so I am one of the last people to go on it. And I am very excited to be one of the last people to go on it, so that way I'm documenting it. The theming here is amazing. It's just like how I imagined. You can see a giant statue was once here, something like out of the Harryhausen flicks where the giant statue moves around. I don't know if this has anything to do with the old school movies, Sinbad's Adventure and Hercules and all that stuff. I have no idea. But I can tell you what, the theming is incredible. And I do know that this ride just got freshly painted. So it's really interesting and weird that they did all this work and then they just announced they're going to close it. It is kind of interesting. Wow, look at all of that detail and paint. Poseidon's Fury was super cool. It's very 90s and very campy, but they have this really big water tunnel thing that you walk through. It's a walking attraction. It lasted about 20 minutes and you pretty much walk from room to room, and there's an actor and there are then screen projections with other actors who have pre-filmed things, like Poseidon fights his arch nemesis. It's really cool. But it's very 90s and it's very campy, but there's a really cool effect. Like there's a big water tunnel that you walk through, which was super neat. And then we were in this small room and the lights went out and the room walls must have dropped because all of a sudden it was a huge set and Poseidon battled his arch nemesis and it was a whole thing. Really cool. So glad I did it because, like I say, it's closing soon and nobody really knows what it's going to be. The rumors, it could become like a Legends of Zelda zone. That's just a rumor though. Nothing has been concrete. But what I hope they don't do, I really hope they don't rip it out for another coaster. I mean, I understand why maybe they would, but then what are they going to do with the Mythos coaster or the Mythos restaurant? So anyway, I just hope they don't get rid of it. All right, it's time for Skull Island Reign of Kong. The King Kong ride was really fun. I think it took place kind of, you know the movie that came out in like the early 2000s with Jack Black in it? I think that was the one that it was supposed to be based off of. but it was still really good, and I was actually pretty impressed with the 3D effects on each side of the tram. It's a tram ride, like the old school Hollywood-esque tram rides they used to have here, but then they've got screens, 3D screens on each side, so it's really fun. But if you were motion sick, you might not do well on it, but I'm luckily blessed not to be affected by that. But I did see some moments where I'm like, oh yeah, this could make someone sick. But I had a lot of fun. The tram rocks and rolls with the screens, so yeah, but I loved it. And it's just one of those older school attractions that are still really cool to go on. So I am about done. The next ride we're going to do together is the Spider-Man attraction, and then I'm going to call it a day because I have to get over to Disneyland Resort and check into my hotel there, and then I will be doing a room review once I get over there. But I am a sweaty mess. Yesterday we lucked out, it wasn't as hot. Today it's really hot. It's 81 degrees, but in the sun it feels so much hotter with the sun coming off the heat coming off the pavement. So I'm really hot. I'm a sweaty mess, but I am still having fun. So let's go to Amazing Spider-Man attraction, which is another very 90s, early 2000s vibe kind of a ride. Spider-Man's ride was super fun, super 90s, but it did get my little 90s heart very happy. I also got a picture with Storm and Rogue, which I told them like made my 90s dream to get a photo of them. I used to love watching the X-Men show when I was younger, so seeing them again in their very 90s costumes just made me so happy. And that is gonna do it for me today, everybody. Thank you so much for coming with me to my very first time ever to Universal Studios. I think this video was a lot better because I knew where I was going. The first one, I had no idea what was going on. I didn't know where to like point the camera or what to talk about. But after I warmed up a little bit, I had a blast. So thank you guys so much for coming with me today. And I hope to see you guys really soon on Travel Spin. Up next is Disney World, and I'm on my way there right now. I'm actually leaving the parks, getting in the car, and driving to my hotel there. I'm going to do a hotel room review, so look forward to that. And then every park I'm going to, which is all of them, I'm going to spend one full day per park, and I will be vlogging along the way. So again, thank you so much for coming with me. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys again here real soon on Travel Spin. Bye, everybody.